One day, you and a stranger walk past the Andrew Jackson auction house, and you are excited to learn that they have an opportunity for you. Today, they will be auctioning off the collected works of William Spaniel. The way the auction works is like this. Bidders will secretly submit a single bid. Because this is the Andrew Jackson auction house, those bids must be in $20 increments. And they have a house minimum of $20, so please no $0 bids. After those bids have been submitted, the auction house will look at them and award the goods to the highest bidder. That person will then pay to the auction house their bid. Fortunately, this auction house is in the middle of nowhere, so it's only going to be the two of you who are participating. And in the event of a tie, the auction house will flip a fair coin to determine who wins. It is common knowledge that you value the books worth $48. In contrast, the stranger thinks that they are worth $64 collectively, and I tend to side with him. Your puzzle for today is to figure out what amount you should bid in this auction. And your hint for today is to apply iterated elimination of dominated strategies, which is a topic I cover in Chapter 1 of Game Theory 101, the complete textbook. Are you ready for the solution? The first step is to recognize that you should never bid more than $40. After all, you value the prize worth $48. If you were to bid $60 as an example, you would either lose, in which case you're not getting anything, or if you win, you'll pay more than how much you value the prize. As a result, bidding 60, 80, 100, or any more is definitely not what you should do. Similarly, that stranger can conclude that he should not bid more than $60. After all, he values the prize at $64, and so if you were to bid any more than that, he would either lose, in which case it doesn't matter, or he would win at a price he is unwilling to pay. From there, this requires a little more thought. We can aggregate the remaining information into a payoff matrix. Your strategies are on the rows, where you can either bid $20 or $40. Your opponent's strategies are on the columns, where they can bid 20, 40, or 60. If we want to fill in how much each player is going to receive for a pair of bids, we can do that. A few of these are easy. For example, if your opponent bids $60, it doesn't matter whether you bid 20 or 40. You will lose the auction. They will pay $60 to receive a value of $64, and thus their net profit is $4. You, of course, have no profit. It's also easy to figure out what happens if you bid $20 and they bid $40. Once again, they are winning. This time, though, they're only paying $40, which means their net profit has gone up to $24. Meanwhile, if you flip-flop those strategies, now you will win with your $40 bid, and because you value the prize worth $48, your net profit here will be $8. Your opponent, of course, takes nothing. The remaining two outcomes are more complicated. For example, if you both submit a bid of $20, it's a tie. Thus, the auction house will flip a coin to determine who wins. This results in payoffs of $14 for you and $22 for your opponent. It's $14 for you because half of the time you will win $48 and pay $28. Thus, the net profit conditional on you winning is $28. but because you only win half the time, your expected net profit goes down to 14. It's a similar story for your opponent. When they win, they receive a good worth $64 and pay $20. Thus, the profit conditional on winning is 44, but because they only win half the time, their expected payoff goes down to 22. As for the last outcome, $40 and $40 bids again result in a draw. Profits go down, however, because each player is going to pay more. The 50% of the time that you win, you receive a $48 prize, but pay $40. Your net profit is $8, and when you multiply it by 1/2, you get an expected payoff of just $4. For your opponent, half the time they will win and receive a $64 value for $40. The net profit there is $24, but we once again have to multiply it by 1/2 to represent the fact that the opponent is only going to win half the time. Do you see where to go from here? It may be difficult to figure out what you should do, because your choice depends on what your opponent is doing. If your opponent is bidding $20, then it looks like you also want to bid $20. But if your opponent is bidding $40, then you also want to bid $40. And if your opponent is bidding $60, then it looks really bad for you either way. To make any progress, we're going to instead have to look at your opponent's incentives. Check out your opponent's $40 bid strategy. No matter what you do, your opponent is best off by bidding $40. For example, if you were to bid $20, then they would receive $24 by bidding $40. That is better than the $22 that they would receive by bidding $20, or the $4 that they would receive by bidding $60. And it's the same story if you bid $40. If they bid $40 as well, their expected payoff is $12. If they were to bid $20 instead, they would receive nothing. And if they were to bid $60, they would only receive $4. Thus, your opponent doesn't really need to think through what you should do. Bidding $40 is always best, and they'll never bid $20, and they'll never bid $60. Once we make that inference, your choice is easy. If you bid $20, you're guaranteed to lose. If you bid $40, you can eke out some profit. Consequently, that's what you should do. The answer to this puzzle is that you should bid $40. An interesting implication here is that from the perspective of the bidders, the outcome is inefficient. Imagine what would happen if you could both collude on bidding $20 instead. It turns out that each of you is better off under that circumstance. Instead of receiving $4 in expectation, you receive $14. Instead of your opponent receiving $12 in expectation, they receive $22. The problem with colluding in this manner is that your opponent is not trustworthy. If they were to know that you were going to bid $20, it's in their own best interest to up their bid to $40. Consequently, colluding on 2020 is not sustainable. But in contrast, bidding 40-40 is. Did you figure this one out? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.